Rochdale 13 on Kilshaw ahead of the Newcastle game on Sunday. First up though, you had a week off last week after the York defeat. How did the lads react to that loss?
Yeah, look, we've been pretty good at responding to setbacks and problem solving and working on areas of our game that need improvement, and we did a lot of that last week. We had a really good run, which we spoke about. We had a run Saturday and we trained prior to that, and we've gone again this week and we've looked sharp, and I think the general response has been good and been positive, and there's lessons learned, and there's a couple of lads back freshened us up, and we're ready to go. York's behind us now, and it's Newcastle this week, and that's our sole focus.
And just on Newcastle, they've been a bit inconsistent somewhat this season. They changed the coach in the off-season like we did, but they've managed some decent results. They ran Toulouse close last week. Have you seen much of them, and are you aware of the threats that they pose?
Yeah, look, they've recruited quite a lot of overseas players. There was a bit of a clear out and some players left. They've got some quality players, like Peter Fox there, England national on the wing, and he's ex-Super League, and they've got the Cook Island international at hooker who goes well, and then they're topped up by Hull KR on dual reg. So they're a quality team, and like you say, they have picked up some good results. They beat Doncaster at home, ran Toulouse at home close last week at home, and one thing they have done is I think they're averaging about 28 points conceded, so it doesn't take a genius to work out that if we can defend well on the weekend, we'll post points. With our attacks on, we will get over the line, and we don't want the score blowing out and it's you score, we score. We've got to have that focus that we want to defend well against them. Look, all the pressure's on them this weekend. They spent a hell of a lot of money in the off-season. They've got a big budget. They're well back there with the rugby union club tipping money in there, and I would say, I'd go to say they don't make the Super 8s, and it would be a massive underachievement for them. So they'll be fired up because they're running out of time there to make that 8, and we've got to match that enthusiasm, and no one expected us to be where we are at the present time, but we want to stay there. So there's a lot riding on this game, and the importance of the game's not been lost on me or the players, and we're expecting a performance to match that.
And just back onto us, Ryan Manili will make his debut, and Dave Cookson will return from a lengthy injury. Have these options allowed you to have a bit of a reshuffle with the squad?
Yeah, look, we don't just want to we can compete or just get to a performance that we've got. We need to kick on now. We need to be on to that next level, and having players back and available and bringing players into the group has done that. We've reshuffled this week. Lewis Galbraith will be on the wing, Chris Riley will be at full-back instead of Wayne English, and Dave Cookson will slot back in the centres. So we've got players in different positions, and quality players that have been left out, and everybody knows they need to be on the game. Unfortunately, Mike Ratu dropped out last night with an abdominal strain, but we've been very fortunate we can bring Toby King in on from dual reg, who's like for like. He's a strike centre, and he's had some Super League experience in the last couple of seasons, so we expect Toby to go well in there. And we've reshuffled a little bit, and we've named a strong squad, and we're confident that team can get the job done.
And we spoke about Ryan Manila there, obviously signed on loan. Do you have any plans to add any new signings alongside Ryan?
Yeah, look, we've been working hard behind the scenes. Got to thank the board, and especially Ryan Bradley, who's been working overtime, and with the help and assistance of a couple of members, we've been able to get a big signing over the line, and we'll announce that in due course after the weekend. We don't want to take any distractions, to the current group or the club, because we know the importance of the game on the weekend. And yeah, I'm really happy that we brought in a signing there, and hopefully we can hold on to Ryan as well to the end of the season. And with Jack Francis needing an operation, unfortunately, we got that news last week on his knee, and James Dandy probably out for the season. obviously John Cookson's left the group. Harry Files has also been released to go back to amateur. So we were a little bit light, and a signing will just bring us back up to those numbers that we need and that strength and depth. You know, we're getting the cut off soon, so the dual registration players, if they haven't played 8 games, will either be playing for us or Warrington, and they can't play for both. So we probably only expect to have Joe Philbin qualified on the 8 games. So there's a discussion there with Warrington that we need to have, whether we get, you know, those players who've been playing for us regular, Sam Wilde and Jack Johnson, for example, and our squad will be strong going into the Super 8s.
And just here at Scotland, the pitch is looking fantastic. It's been cut for the first time. We'll cover a lot of miles in the next couple of weeks. Newcastle first, and then obviously down to Hemel. How keen are you to get back on here, back home?
Yeah, it's always been a long time with the buys. I think it'll be a 5 or 6 week stretch by the time we've played those games, and a couple of trips this way, you know, in the next 2 weeks rather, and you know, it'll be good for the group. You know, to get together and play back on this field following Hemel. You know, it looks in great shape, and we're looking forward to those 2 last games, and there'll be a lot of games, a lot riding on those 2 games against Keith and Doncaster, I'm sure. But we've got a job to do in the next 2 weeks on our travels, and then we'll be back here, and hopefully we'll be in a strong league position.
Cheers, Alan.